Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for a Sunday afternoon edition of NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. Featherlite Modified Series action once again. Custom schedule season edition. 2 races for you on today's afternoon edition live stream. First starting off with the Hoosier 100 here at the Red Bull Raceway and finishing things up at Rockingham for the North Carolina 150. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. And we are about to see what is going to go down. It was an epic start to the season 2 nights ago. Friday night, we ran the first 2 races of the season at the Dodge Raceway at Watkins Glen. Both had crazy races. 2 top 3 finishes for our driver, Joey Patterson, this season, the driver that you guys fan voted for. Remember that Joey Patterson finished 3rd in the first race at Dodge Raceway, got involved in an accident, was able to hold on and survive there to the end of the race for 3rd, and then also ended up having a finish of 2nd place at Watkins Glen, where he tried to charge to the front of the field after starting at the rear, and he came so close. He did not lead a lap in either one of those 2 races, so still looking for his first lap lead this year, but very consistent to start the season, again with 2 top 3 finishes. He was fastest in practice. Final practice at least. He was 4th in the first practice session. Got a little bit quicker with some adjustment changes. Qualified on the pole. So let's see how this is going to go today. Again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Let's get race 1 underway. DB Forever 85, Patrick Chatterley, Billy Kramer, Ashton G, VG Clips, Cars One Boy. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Green flag is in the air. We're racing on a Sunday afternoon, off-season edition on the channel. Only 100 laps at Red Bull. This is going to fly by. And already it looks like Patterson, who's trying to lead his first lap of the season, is going to be able to do it by inches that time as he moves way up the racetrack on the outside lane. He is stuck, trying not to get squeezed into the wall, but still did. And now he'll find his way back down to the bottom lane again. So he was able to get the first lap led in, and that was it. Right back to 7th place after that. Just flat out got beat. Trying to find his way back in the right direction. Somebody really crowded him that time. Looked like he was going to try to take him out. Danny Ross won the first 2 races of the season, so he's trying to go 3 for 3 here today at the Red Bull Raceway. With Joey Patterson making up ground, showing why he qualified very well and qualified on the pole, was fastest in final practice. He's back up to 2nd place in a hurry as they're 2x2 behind him. Jack McFarlane is currently the race leader. Tiger Woods and his son's in the lead. Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't paid really close attention to it this weekend. Hopefully they can finish strong. Patterson going to get pinched. A little bump. That's not going to do anything, though. Don't believe. He's definitely getting squeezed. It's going to be hard to get a run. I'd like to get the most laps led if he can help it. Trying that middle to upper groove in turns 1 and 2. He lost a little bit of ground. The leader, McFarlane, almost scraped the wall off the exit of turn 2. We may have a different winner in this race, at least based off of who's running 1-2 at the front of the field. Patterson with a great exit to the corner. He's getting squeezed again. He's halfway below the line as McFarlane drives into the side of him, but Patterson's going to get the better edge, and he'll take the lead down the backstretch. Looking to pull away. Hopefully. Got a slow car in the middle of turns 3 and 4 who missed the pit lane. Gonna have to look out for him as he'll be up in smoke down the front straightaway towards the start-finish line. Hopefully we don't get an accident. We've seen some crazy wrecks in the first 2 races. We saw a flip at Dodge Raceway. Luckily everybody made it through all right. And it looks like everybody made it past that driver all right as well. So now Patterson's got clean air, looking for his first win of the season. He comes in 3rd in the point standings, 45 points out of 1st. Ross not only won the first 2 races, but he also had a max point stay at Watkins Glen, leading 58 of the 60 laps. My favorite NFL team? I think it's pretty obvious that I'm wearing Packers gear right now. I got my hat on, got my Aaron Rodgers jersey on because it is game day. Got the Green Bay Packer helmet in the background. Santiago Kid, welcome to the stream. Nate Racecar. Yeah, you guys got to vote for who I raced as for the Modified Series Custom Schedule season. You guys voted Friday night as soon as we started the stream after we went through the schedule. And picked probably the coolest paint scheme in the field, honestly. There wasn't many good paint schemes. This one, far and away, is the best. It's not just red, white, blue, but it is actually the American flag on the car. So Joey Patterson definitely running with some pride this season. American pride at that. 1.1 second lead already for Patterson. He struggled there early, falling back to 7th place. He got driven underneath off the exit of turn 4. Fell to the back, kind of got squeezed into the wall, but he went 3 wide on the outside and was kind of just stuck in no man's land. McFarland might not have a car that could compete for the win. We'll see if anybody else can maybe get the second and try to challenge Patterson at all. You know, Danny Ross has been quick in the first 2 races this year, getting the win. So Rockingham is just over 1 mile in length. This Red Ball Raceway is just over a half mile in length. These cars are zipping around this racetrack. Fastest lap of the race for Patterson's a 13.599. That's faster than what he ran in qualifying. Didn't run a 13.5 in practice at all either. Dodgers Harvick fan, welcome to the stream. I'm doing great. Patterson continues to pull away. Already a quarter of the way home, this time by to the start-finish line. Lap 25 of 100. 1.9 second lead. If he catches lap traffic at all in this one, which you'd have to assume he probably will at some point, with it being a short track, that is going to be where he's going to have to get through the traffic very, very well. Obviously, there are no cautions in this series, which we have seen in the first 2 races, that things could get wild very quick. So although he's got a comfortable 2-second lead for the moment and pulling away, doesn't really mean anything for the long term. He's able to go full throttle all the way around this racetrack, though. It's pretty easy to do that, so just the overall horsepower of the race car. They got the right setup. They're hauling. Holding Nate through the different camera angles for the first time in this opening race of the doubleheader today. Don't forget, later tonight, NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode premiere at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Sonoma Raceway. Full race highlight edition. I'll be in the chat for that one. Hopefully, we have ourselves a pretty good race. I still have to finish recording it. I will say the game didn't allow me to qualify for whatever reason. Again, it didn't score my time. It's the second time now this season on the career mode that it just completely didn't score my lap times in qualifying. So I will be starting last place, unfortunately. Had to make my way through the field. Car in the pit lane. Yeah, somebody blew an engine just a few laps into the race. As the only driver out of the race so far. Now we got, somebody's in the wall in turns 3 and 4 and has crashed. There's smoke on the racetrack. There's a car sitting somewhere. Not sure where he's at. There he is on the inside. It's the 177 car. Patterson clears him into turns 1 and 2. Of course, it's a rival of Joey Patterson, so that does not look good. So we've seen our first wreck of the race now. All 3 races we've had a wreck somewhere around the racetrack, if not multiple wrecks. And you can see the skid marks going off into 3 and 4. It's like a pretty hard hit at an awkward angle. Oop, scrape into the wall. These cars are light enough, and again, they have enough downforce, so that's why they're able to go full throttle at the higher bank tracks like this. That's why the lap times are as quick as they are. Kind of struggling to hit 130 miles an hour going off into the corner. But they don't drop really below 117, 118 at the most, it seems like, at least for Patterson. That's the fastest car in the field right now. Not sure where exactly that accident happened around the racetrack, but it might have helped expand the lead a bit because now the lead's up to about 3.4 seconds. And we're almost halfway home already. I mentioned already this was going to be a pretty quick race. Definitely looking like the case. How can I tell where to pit while it's dark? Well, I don't have to pit anyway. It's very shaded on the front stretch, yes, but the back stretch, it's not quite as shaded. You can see the pit lane down there. Luckily, that accident at the Dodge Raceway we were involved in that 5-car crash that happened in front of us, where somebody barrel rolled and was stuck upside down in the middle of turns 1 and 2 with the leaders racing by. And this is the first of 2 races on this live stream. The second one will be much longer, 147 laps. Will be the scheduled distance at Rockingham. And that is going to be like a super speedway race because that track is really long considered the modified series is racing there. There'll be a lot of draft, kind of like you saw at Watkins Glen. The only difference is at the Glen, there are a lot of tight corners. Obviously, with it being a road course, a lot of shifting going on. Rockingham, quite a bit banked racetrack. It's basically going to be like Daytona, Talladega style super speedway racing. Not as wide, so that'll be interesting to see how that's going to go. Gonna have to hope for the best. Patterson still hasn't caught the back of the lap traffic yet. The lead's kind of stagnated as we're just past the halfway point now. 48 laps to go, about a 3.4 second lead still. Hasn't really changed much over the last 5 to 10 laps. It's definitely going to be the shortest of the 3 races this season. Dodge Raceway, that first race of the year, was only 27 minutes. I think this one's going to be shorter than that. Definitely one of the shortest races of the year, with it only being 100 laps at a half-mile short track. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time again in today's race. The first one, at least. We'll do it a couple more times when we get to the Rock later today. Marvin Humphreys will be the first, well, I guess technically the second lap car. That one car that spun in turns 3 and 4 obviously was the first one. Most laps led has been clinched by our driver Joey Patterson. Make a nice clean pass on Marvin Humphreys to put him a lap down and clear him off the exit of turn 4. Now leaving just 19 cars on the lead lap, considering one is out of the race. A bit of spacing before the next lap car. Oh, we got trouble. I think somebody else wrecked. Oh, and my goodness, Patterson just forced it in there trying to get through everybody, and he got very lucky he didn't crash with the contact. Somebody else must have hit the wall or something off the exit of the corner that caused that stack up behind those 3 lap cars that were right in front of the race leader, Patterson. We do have another driver with a blown engine on the inside of the racetrack as well. Maybe they were involved in the accident. And now there's contact from behind as you saw sparks flying out of the rearview mirror of Patterson. This race is not over yet. Still 38 to go. No cautions. You just got to keep a close eye on it. Definitely got to watch that track map at all times, really, if you can help it. It's the quickest way to see if there's going to be an incident around the racetrack. Cerebral Assassin, welcome to the stream. Getting started early. Noon Eastern Standard Time. That's typical for NASCAR off seasons. We did that last year, too. A lot of noon starts. On Sundays, at least. Definitely didn't get through the lap traffic too cleanly in this one so far, but right now, 4.1 second lead for Patterson. And the field's running out of laps to try and run him down, and Patterson may score his first win of the season. Eat into that points lead. We'll scrape into the wall down the front stretch. Go Pack, go indeed. Welcome to the stream, Blit 500. Track is like Martinsville. I'd say it's more like Bristol. It's pretty banked. It's not as banked as Bristol, but it's pretty banked. Honestly, it's really close to Bristol. A lot less seats, obviously. Not quite a stadium racetrack. Get the putty mat out. There you go. I need to get one of those. Stick with the far chase cam for the final 27 laps of this race now. Lead was 4.1 seconds, 26 to go. It's down to 3.6. I would have to imagine we probably got a new driver in second place. And of course, with 75 lap older tires, maybe the long run speed isn't quite there on the 150 car of Patterson. We will go to Red Ball Raceway later in the season for another race, but it will be 150 laps, so it'll be 50 laps longer than this one. And because there are no pit stops or anything, it's interesting to see that we'd only be about halfway through the race later this year and seeing some tire fall off of Patterson that his lap times are starting to go backwards. He's got a lap car right in front of him. It's Paul Donnelly. Donnelly holding up Patterson a bit. Patterson trying to find a way around him. 21 laps to go. He's got to race him clean. He doesn't want to make any contact and risk not only wrecking the race car, but there he goes. Now he gets underneath Donnelly, drives it deep into turn 3. And once Donnelly had Patterson underneath him, he gave him plenty of room there, but he was trying to hold on as long as he could. No caution, so it's not like he could really battle him and hope for a yellow to stay on the lead lap. He isn't that far behind the next lap car, though, so it might be another position up for grabs for Donnelly. Richie Reed in the 191 car. Oh, Donnelly gets into the left rear of Patterson. Moved him up out of the way. I'm not sure what that was all about. Now there's 2 lap cars directly in front of Patterson with 18 laps to go. And the lead's down to 3.2 seconds. I don't think Patterson appreciated that. He passed Donnelly cleanly. Now he gets back to the inside, drives it in deep, and clears Donnelly right back on the next lap. Trying to get around Richie Reed. Where's the blue flags when you need them? Tell the lap cars to get out of the way. Patterson to the inside of Reed. Oh, Reed's crowding him big time. Patterson trying not to make contact. He had to get out of the gas quite a bit there to keep the car halfway on the apron like he did. And this has cost him a bunch of time. A little bit of contact off the exit of turn 4. He passes Reed. Now he's going to block him in turns 1 and 2. Reed's there, though. He crosses back to the inside of Patterson. And Patterson's stuck on the outside in 3 and 4. Reed gets around him. He does cut down in front of Donnelly, and he'll try to cross Reed back over in turns 1 and 2 and does. And the lead's down to 2.5, maybe 2.4 seconds. 12 to go this time by. It was a 4.1 second lead at one point. There's a far enough space ahead of Patterson that I don't think he's going to catch another lap car the rest of the race. So he should be all right. That's going to put 2 more lap cars between the top 2 as well. Back to expanding that lead again to 2.7 seconds. 10 laps to go at Red Ball Raceway. Joey Patterson looking to become the second different winner in the first 3 races of the season. Have some momentum cooking towards Rockingham, and we'll see if he can pull off the doubleheader sweep just like Danny Ross did in the first 2 races on Friday night. 3-second lead at the line now. Starting to run some of his quickest laps of the race. Fastest lap of this race is a 13.506. Blistering fast. We got a slow car in turns 1 and 2. It may have a blown engine down on the apron of the racetrack trying to nurse it to pit road. Not sure who that was. But he is going to get out of the way. He will make it into the pits, no problem. Hopefully everybody else races clean. These final 5 laps this time by for Joey Patterson. That's 3 drivers out of the race, and one of them that wrecked is at least trying to survive, and he's got a 19th place finish guaranteed out of it. Running a lap down. Yes, it will be a max points day for Patterson as well. Again, he clinched the most laps led. They're starting on the pole. He didn't lead every lap, but he will lead a whole lot of them. Cut back into that points deficit. Again, it's only a 16-race season. So this consistency he's had at the start of the year, progressively getting better every race. 3rd, 2nd, and now looking like a first-place finish in 2 more laps. This American flag car of Joey Patterson's about to go to victory lane. 1 lap to go. Checkered flag off turn 4. Joey Patterson will win the Hoosier 100 at the Red Ball Raceway, his first win of the 2004 custom schedule season. Polish victory lap coming the way for Patterson. Winning our first race of the stream. First race that didn't have too much chaos, but there was a little bit kind of scattered throughout. It definitely wasn't a walk in the park for Patterson today, but still was class in the field. 22 minutes to finish those 100 laps. That was a really fast race. Fastest of the season. 22 minutes, 54 seconds. 93 of the 100 laps led today for Patterson. 3 lead changes. George Dennis finishes second. Elmer Cadwell third. Bruce Kennedy fourth. And McMillan rounds out the top 5. Danny Ross, our points leader and the winner of the first 2 races of the year, finishes 6th, so a good finish for him. Kelly Walker 7th. George Myers 8th. Travis Foster 9th. And Brady Barnes rounds out the top 10 today, with 13 drivers finishing on the lead lap. Paul Donnelly led 1 lap before falling all the way back a lap down, and McFarland led 6 laps today. Those are the only other 2 drivers to lead a lap. As far as the DNFs go, Glover, Davis, Richie Reed all failed to finish this one, and Marvin Humphreys was that driver that was involved in that early accident in the first half of the going. I don't know who that is. Rockingham 150. Oh, wow, it's under the lights. That's actually pretty cool. Rockingham didn't actually have lights. Just throwing that out there. I don't know if it has lights now. I know they've been revamping the racetrack and the facility, trying to bring it back. I had no clue it was going to be a night race. So that means there's going to be even more grip than what there already was about to be. So the Rockingham 150. Take a look at the points. Man, excuse me. Take a look at the point standings. We got a tie for the points lead 3 races into the season between Danny Ross and Joey Patterson. Your only 2 winners of the year. George Dennis sitting in third with that second place finish today, 35 points back, 47 back to Foster. Junior McMillan, 78 back. He had a top 10 as well. There's Elmer Cadwell, 107, 115. It's still pretty tight, obviously. We're only 3 races in, so pretty tight throughout most of the field as we go into our second race of the doubleheader. We're going to start from the back in this one, because why not? Got that first win out of the way on the season.
North Carolina Speedway would like to welcome you to Rockingham, North Carolina for today's race, the Rockingham 150. We're glad that you can join us here today at the Rock for what is sure to be one of the most exciting NASCAR Featherlite Modified Series races of the year. The race is now only moments away.
Got to hear Bill Weber talk there for a second. I got to make sure I hit my own like button. I haven't done that yet. There we go. Got 8 likes on the stream now. Thanks for everybody smashing that like button already. Only through race 1 tonight. Under the lights at Rockingham. Oh, the volume's in my ear. I thought my phone was playing there for a second. I was hearing myself, like, very faintly. I thought it might have been coming from my phone. Alrighty, let's get race 2 underway, ladies and gentlemen. Again, like, share. Oh, hang on. Let me go through the setup real quick. Tighten this bad boy up because I have a feeling it is going to be fast. Not sure the starting order here in this one, but Joey Patterson will be at the rear of the field. Green flag is in the air. See if he can go from last to first. Under the lights at the Rock for the first time ever, really. Rockingham will host a night race, and it'll be for the Featherlite Modified Series for race number 4. Definitely want to stay in the draft. This is going to be Daytona and Talladega basically at its finest here today with these 22 Modified Series drivers. Oh, and there's already contact off turn 4. That stacked the entire pack up. A little bit of contact for Patterson. Couldn't tell who he got into the back of. It was Travis Foster who he made contact with. There's enough banking. These guys are going to be going full throttle. There's contact again down the front stretch towards the middle of the pack. Patterson seems to be a little tight in turns 1 and 2. Three and 4, he's got a lot of grip, though. Oh, we got trouble. Somebody brushed the wall off turn 4. Every lap off turn 4, it seems like there's something going on. Causes big stack-ups. Patterson looking for his first pass of the race into turn 3. And he's got it. This field is not going to be spacing out anytime soon, I don't believe. 3 wide on the front stretch. Heading down into turn 1. Patterson pulls clear of a couple cars. He's up to 18. Just trying to stay low and go. He's going to get blocked now down the backstretch by George Dennis, who comes into this race 3rd in the point standings. Patterson closing in on arrival up ahead in the 177 car. It's Wade Davis. Patterson's definitely going to have to keep out of Davis's way. It's like one car is pulling away from the pack somehow. Everybody else is still bunched together. 2 by 2, especially throughout the top 10. Patterson still in the back half of the field in 14th. Wade Davis making some moves on the bottom. He's passed about 2 and maybe 3 cars in about a lap and a half now. Patterson wants to get around Davis cleanly. If he can help it. Not sure how he's going to try to do that. And Davis tries to take him out in the middle of the corner. Patterson drives on. That was a dangerous spot to get hit. Patterson getting squeezed a bit down the backstretch. A little bit of contact getting into turn 3. And now he's in the top half of the field up to 11th, 1 spot outside the top 10. Big run into turn 1, a bit of contact along the way. Patterson drives through it. Look at this mess, 2 by 2. Patterson's making his way through, though. Gaining a ton of positions on the front stretch. A lot of blocks being thrown down into turn 3. 1 car down to the apron to make a pass. That was the 192. 3 wide to the outside, and squeezed into the wall was Patterson. In a tough situation there as Richie Reed and Patterson get together. 3 wide did not work that time off the exit of turn 4. Really, there was nowhere for Patterson to go. How was that not the big one? Honda car staying up on the outside. I think that's Junior McMillan in the 192. I can't quite remember. Elmer Cadwell out in front of Patterson, who was up to 5th. Now breaking into the top 5 for the first time today. A few cars starting to kind of slowly spread away at the front of the field, but most of the field is still in a giant pack. Remember, no pit stops, so 147 laps at Rockingham. That is a long time on these tires. No drafting help for the leader. Might be a sitting duck after a little while. Patterson trying to draft with Cadwell. Cadwell thought about looking to the inside into turn 1, didn't do it. Four-car group, and then 2 cars even behind these guys are starting to pull away as well. When will Cadwell pull out of line? He's going to try it now, making a move to the inside. Up on the high side is Joey Patterson. Now he cuts all the way down to the bottom. He's stuck behind Cadwell, so he's just going to draft with him into turn 3. And they'll both make their way around up to 3rd and 4th. Oh, Cadwell overdrove the corner. He saw the car slip out from underneath him. Look at how much ground he lost his second place car. He was on his back bumper getting into the corner, and that allows for Patterson to make the pass for 3rd. Clear down the backstretch. Trying to get close enough to get the draft off the second place car. He's not quite there yet. Now he is. That's Bruce Kennedy in the 82 car. We did not race at Rockingham on the actual modified series season back 2000, the actual 2004 schedule, so we ended up putting this on for the custom schedule season as a new track. It's under the lights, which is pretty cool. I didn't know it was going to be a nighttime race. Patterson not pulling close enough right now to Kennedy. Gained a lot corner entry into turns 1 and 2. These two are only a second and a half off the lead. They're pulling away from the 4 cars behind him. Southern Farms, welcome to the stream. A cut to the inside off the exit of turn 2. May get squeezed into turn 3 here, and he does. Big time block by Kennedy. Patterson going to have to sit behind him again and try to build up enough momentum to get that run. Oh, man, or he could just drive into the back of him into turn 1. Going to slow both drivers up a bit. Friend Jason, who drove Our truck passed and he loved modifies. Oh, well, that's a sad story. Hopefully it wasn't too recent. If it was, sorry for your guys' loss. Yeah, the modifieds could definitely put on a pretty good show. Typically run flatter racetracks, but we are running at Rockingham today, as well as Red Ball, which was a pretty higher banked racetrack, short track. And there's the pass for second, clearing Kennedy. They cut down into turns 1 and 2. Almost making contact wheel to wheel. Big time block by Patterson as he holds on to second place. Still second and a half off the race lead. Cadwell's starting to close in on these guys in that battle for second. Patterson trying to break that draft down the front stretch into the tri-oval down to the inside. All 22 cars still on the track. Had a couple stack-ups in the opening 4 or 5 laps, but no wreck. And, well, as they say that, we got a slow car in the tri-oval. I don't know if that was a wreck or not, but somebody seems to have an engine failure on lap 30. And we'll see if it's going to slow the leader down at all. Going to catch him into turns 1 and 2. And that car is down on the apron and out of the way. Not sure who it was. I don't know who is leading this race exactly. Bit of an overdrive into turn 3 for Patterson. He's doing all he can to try and close. I think on a track like this, 2 cars are definitely faster than 1, but whoever is leading right now obviously has a really fast race car. And by themselves, they are able to hold this run out the way they are. Patterson trying to go back-to-back and tie Danny Ross with 2 wins apiece in the first 4 races between the two. They come in tied to the point standings into this race. These guys could catch lap traffic by the end of it, considering that it is 147 laps. Even though we're only down to 21 cars in the field now. I'm sure of all the races this season, this is going to be the one that's going to probably be the most taxing on these engines. 163 miles an hour off into turn 1 that time, and the speeds only dropped down to about 145 in the center of turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch into turn 3, 163 miles an hour again, with the speeds in the middle of the corner dropping to about 144 for Patterson in second. But he is losing time to the leaders. This is just not the race leader, I should say. It's just not working out for him right now. They're going to have to do a big engine tech on that guy in the lead right now. It's just insane that he has no drafting help and it's just pulled away from everybody. Cadwell going for third underneath Bruce Kennedy. He's all clear off the exit of turn 2. Albert Cadwell definitely seems like he's got a pretty fast race car. Still got a long ways to go in this one. I know the Modified Series races are shorter in general, again only 147 laps, but considering that we still have just over 100 to go, we got a ways. Fastest lap is 22.672 for Patterson. That last lap for him was a 22.933. This time by at the start-finish line will be a 22.864, so he picked up about 0.07 of a second from the lap prior. 110 laps remain as Cadwell runs in second. Patterson may let Cadwell go and try to draft behind him, see if Cadwell's got a faster car. Maybe he can lead the draft to get to the race leader. And when you're going full throttle, there's not really much else you can do if you're Patterson. Trying to take that shortest way around in the tri-oval. He's doing whatever he can. Really doesn't want to have to give up that position in case Cadwell is too fast and he won't have a chance to get back around him. I'd like to be the first one to get to the race leader. 22.729 that last lap. Back-to-back laps of 22.7s for Joey Patterson. So he led 93 laps at Red Bull Raceway. Those were the only laps he's led all season en route to his victory. But he has not finished outside the top 3 at the same time. Third, second, first in the first 3 races in that order. Down to about 1.2 seconds off the lead. Just trying to stay hooked around the bottom of the racetrack as much as he can. Shortest way around. If you're going full throttle around the racetrack, that might be the best decision you can make. And because Cadwell's not running that same line down the straightaways, that's why he's slowly losing the draft. Doesn't have enough help behind him as well to help push him. Lead down to a second, so Patterson has found a way to try and pick the pace up a bit. He's not running his fastest times, nor do I think he will to the end of this race, considering the fact that he got 44 laps and counting on the tires. But he's only about 1/10 of a second off his fastest time so far. Down to 0.8 of a second. It looks like a rival of Patterson is the one leading, which tells me it's probably Wade Davis. Although we'll just have to wait and see. Tires, of course, could be falling off the leader as well. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in our second race of the night. Afternoon, I should say. I say night because we're under the lights in both races. Kind of the dusk skyline, I guess, in race 1. This one's definitely in the nighttime sky. Still trying to close. Closes big time into turn 1. That's George Myers in the Larry's Lemonade machine, the 188 car. And finally, Patterson is, we got a lap car in the wall. In turns 3 and 4, he's going to get down to the inside of the racetrack and out of the way for the leaders to get through. Somebody just crunched the wall hard, and that's our first wreck of the second race of the night. Smoke is still there. We had one wreck early in the last race as well. Oh man, pushed it way too hard. A little tight in the dirty air for Patterson. He's going to lose Myers a bit. Trying to hop back in the draft again. It's definitely close enough. Myers looked like he got a little loose, driving off into turn 1. Patterson closes. He is right there. Probably not going to make a move right now, considering that Myers is probably going to try to wipe him out. They even get alongside one another. Nor has he really been able to find a run big enough to be able to get to the inside of Myers as well. By share drafting him, hopefully, that rival indicator will go down a bit. You'd think it would. Gotta say, it doesn't seem like it's gone down much. Big close into turn 3. Patterson all over the back bumper of Myers. Myers gonna pull him down the front stretch now. Oh, a little contact. Patterson potentially trying to get the first lap led for himself in tonight's race. Two-car race for the moment. 89 laps to go at the start-finish line that time by. Definitely some big blocks have been thrown by George Myers. We'll go back to the far chase cam for now at lap 60. Trying the outside that time. Definitely trying something new to try and make his way around. George Myers. Oh, there's a little tap. I don't know if Myers really appreciated that at all. At the line, Patterson gets his first lap led of the night. Oh, and he gets squeezed by George Myers. And there's a bit more contact down into turns 1 and 2. Patterson comes out in front. Now he's trying to hold on for dear life. Paris Auto Speedway. Is that a dirt track or a asphalt? Pretty cool family gig too. Third and fifth in points. Cadwell's closing in. I do think he's got a really fast race car as well. For the first time in this race, Patterson is leading. It took him 60 laps to get there. They're starting at the rear of the field, so he's got a lot of laps to lead to try and catch up to get the most laps led. If it's even tangible at this point. And he may get squeezed here. Well, he didn't get squeezed, but he will lose the lead. George Myers back to the point. Now he's going to go down to the inside and try to run that bottom lane. Dirt track. Oh, okay, cool. Down to the bottom. Myers hasn't taken a swing yet. Patterson leads that lap at the line, down into turns 1 and 2. Myers again squeezing Patterson, and there's a bit of contact between the two drivers, but Patterson comes out on top with the lead. Driving it in deep is Myers, down to the apron, overdrives it, but so does Patterson. Patterson goes up the racetrack again. Myers clears him off the exit of turn 4. So back and forth go these two, battling for the lead. A little contact now, and into the wall goes Myers, and I don't think he'd like that at all. He'll hold on to second, and Cadwell's all over the back bumper of George Myers. Patterson better look out. Cadwell to the inside for second. Trying to get his first lap led of the night. He's up to a race-high second place, cleared off the exit of turn 2. There's a car in between the two rivals for right now. Oh, big block at the start-finish line for Patterson on Cadwell. It's going to stall him up a little bit. Now they're going to have to try to draft together to get back to Patterson, who's got a 4/10 of a second lead. Myers couldn't duck to the bottom in time. He had to just kind of drop out of the throttle and drift in line behind him. Trying to stay low and break whatever sort of draft he can all the way around this racetrack. They're definitely going to catch lap traffic. Patterson just trying to buy himself a little bit of time. Taking the route it took for him to get to Myers in the first place. Lunch of burgers. I thought he said a bunch of burgers. Like, how many did you eat? Yeah, I definitely plan on eating something after this one. Cadwell is caught to the back bumper off of turn 4. Not in position to make a move into 1 and 2 yet, but he has definitely closed the gap to probably about a car length and a half to 2 car lengths behind Joey Patterson now off the exit of turn 2. Cadwell now within striking distance on the front stretch. Patterson's just going to continue to hook that bottom lane. And 60 laps to go. Sorry, 70 laps to go. Down to the bottom. For second place going into turn 1, Myers underneath Caldwell. And Myers is all clear on entry into turn 3. They're trying to break the track down the front stretch. Not the car Patterson wants to see behind him, and you know Myers is ticked and maybe looking for revenge. lap car coming up the way. With a little bit of a space, and there's going to be 3 more lap cars. Not close enough to draft yet. Marvin Humphreys is going to be the first traditional lap car, not the one that was involved in that accident earlier that we already caught, nor the driver who's out of the race with the blown engine. What is going on down in the chat with the... I don't know what or who that is. It's not like the same thing as before. I didn't even see Cadwell made a pass for second place in the process of what was going on down in the chat. Oh, a little contact between the lap car and Patterson. Patterson overdrove the corner, trying to get around him. And now into turn 1, he gets into him as well. That was Marvin Humphreys. They're 3 wide up the exit of the corner. Cadwell doors the 150 of Patterson as they were 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. Myers gets caught up behind the lap car of Humphreys. Just a chain reaction of events there. That's the first lap led for Elmer Cadwell in today's race. Race is, I should say. He didn't lead at all in the first one. Yeah, report those ones for sure. Well, I'd report all of them. All the bots. I don't know what's going on. It's been, what, probably 5 or 6 days roughly we've been having bots down in the chat. It looked like the same one as before. Cadwell trying to block Patterson. The 3 more lap cars. The not-so-distant future. Big run in the draft into 3 and 4. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side for the race lead. Cadwell will lead this lap at the start-finish line. Can't really side draft with these modifieds. Cadwell squeezes Patterson on the bottom. There's contact. Patterson holds on to the lead. And into the wall goes Cadwell off the exit of turn 2. Could not hold the corner with the contact on entry. Now he gets tight. And 3 and 4, and Myers is closing in. I would not be surprised with as many laps as we have left that it doesn't turn into even more cars battling for the lead the way that this is shaped up over the last 20 to 30 laps. And the way the draft has been working at the Rock here tonight. Banish the bots from the community. I thought you said the commentary. That too, but indeed, they are not welcome. Howie Black in the 86 car will be the next lapper. Patterson trying to draft off him just a tad too far behind to be able to do it. Cadwell trying to build that momentum back up. One car down on the inside of the track was up in smoke on his way into the pit lane. That'll be the second driver to DNF in tonight's race. All bots die with me. All bots dying at the hands of Billy Kramer. One of these lap cars is a rival of Joey Patterson as well. And that would be Wade Davis in the 177. Rod Hansen in the 101 is up here. And then obviously Howie Black is the next lap car. They're side by side in front of the race leader Patterson, who has built up the lead to about a half a second. Oh, a little contact now with the lap cars. That's going to cost him a bit of time in turns 3 and 4. They checked up big time getting into the corner. Patterson trying to make his way through. Half a second lead. 52 laps still remain. Patterson looks low off turn 2. Trying to get around Black. He can't do it. Not that time. A look to go high. Howie Black with another block. And Cadwell's on the back bumper now. And Patterson again. The half-second lead is dissipated with 50 laps to go. Oh, and Cadwell overdrives the corner. Almost puts the car in the wall. And that'll give up second place to George Myers. No pass made there. Side by side, lap traffic, 3 wide to the bottom. That's a risky move by Patterson. And he's going to pull it off. What a pass around both lap cars in turns 1 and 2. With a narrow space, 3 wide to the bottom. But now it looks like Black's going to cross over Patterson to the inside himself. Patterson trying to hold the outside lane into turn 1. Not going to work. He's going to try to cross Black back over. That's not going to work as he drives it in deep to the bottom into 3 and 4. And he does clear him. I didn't think it was going to work, but I guess it did. He's still got 2 more lap cars up the way. This pack with the lap cars forming in is making it even bigger. Remember, George Dennis is in second. He is a rival. And if he gets that back bumper, I don't think he's going to be racing very clean. Cadwell in third place, though, right behind Dennis. Jeff McFarland, Paul Donnelly, the next 2 lap cars. And they are side by side into turn 1. Nowhere for Patterson to go. Couldn't take it 3 wide that time. He was too far behind him by the time he caught him. Now he's boxed in side by side. Cadwell almost got to the inside of Dennis into turn 3, but not quite. One of the 2 lap cars was passed that time by Patterson. Now he'll look to the inside through the tri-oval into turn 1. And he should be able to clear Donnelly off the exit of turn 2. It does. Dennis picked behind the 2 lap cars now himself. Cadwell will get the second place down the back straightaway. Patterson blocking top to bottom to try and stay in front of the lappers. Cadwell opens up the bottom lane with Dennis. 1, 2, 3 towards the front of the field with 43 to go. Looks like Cadwell overdrove 1 and 2. He wanted to make sure he had Donnelly cleared on the outside. Clean air in front of the 150 of Patterson. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in today's doubleheader with the Featherlite Modified Series action on the channel. Patterson trying desperately to go back-to-back. Cadwell and Dennis looking for their first wins of the young season. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. You choked away a win at New Hampshire. I'm not going to say I've never choked away wins before. We've all been there. Hopefully, for Joey Patterson's sake, he doesn't choke this one away. He's got a chance to take his first outright points lead of the season. He was tied for the points lead, but because he didn't have the tiebreaker, Danny Ross would have had 2 wins to Patterson's 1 coming in. Patterson would have at least moved up to second in points, though, for the first time this season. Patterson with a big block off the exit of turn 2 on Cadwell, was all over the back bumper of Patterson. Cadwell overdrives turns 3 and 4, drifts up the racetrack a bit. Another lap car coming up very shortly. Painful, yes. In the end, it is just a video game. Best thing about a video game, you don't have to wait a full week to try and make up for the lost cause of the last race. Cadwell keeps overdriving turns 1 and 2. Dennis may get underneath them down the backstretch. They may be side by side. Not enough. Cadwell hangs on to second. And now they're side by side into turn 1. Dennis is up to second place. He hasn't used the bumper yet. I would not be surprised if he does. I think there's another rival lap car. Patterson will catch. He might get sandwiched between 2 lappers that are, or 2 cars in general, I should say, that are both rivals. That would not be very good for Patterson. Richie Reed in the 191 car. There's a rival of Patterson, I guess. Patterson not close enough to draft behind him. Big blocks down the backstretch. 30 laps to go this time by. Down to the inside. Patterson trying to block off the exit of turn 4, and he's barely going to hold on, perhaps. How did they not make contact? We'll go back to the far chase cam for these final 30 laps of today's race at the Rock. That was a close call. Just too big of a run in the draft. Those 2 cars trying to work together behind Patterson. Patterson moves up the track a bit. Off the exit of 4, stays in the gas. He catches Richie Reed just a bit more into turn 1. It's close enough to try and draft behind him. This is going to be a really tough pass, though. Definitely going to have to make his move quick when he gets there. Into turn 1, he tries it. Reed's no longer a rival, but he's still going to pinch Patterson off. At least he won't take a swing at Patterson, but he's definitely crowding him. Patterson on the bottom, off the exit of turn 4. Trying to stay there down into turn 1. He will. He is getting squeezed big time. Trying to hug that white line on the inside of the track. And he cannot get around Richie Reed. Into turn 3. Reed moves wide. Patterson to the bottom. Clear off the exit of turn 4, but he puts himself in the wall. He'll still hold clear down into 1. Up the track he goes, though. Still holding on to the lead. With second and third. Chomping at the bit. Big blocks being made right now by Joey Patterson. Maybe the Rock was... If you smell... La, 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 la. That was a big mistake. Another near mistake. Trying to block Cadwell a little too late. Elmer Cadwell to the lead. 24 to go. And now he's trying to block for his dear life. Patterson was only able to hold on for so long. Going all the way up to the outside now. Into the wall goes Cadwell. He overdrives the corner, but he'll hold on to the lead. To the outside in turns 1 and 2. Cadwell's there. Oh, Myers just about took him out. Big save. Big time save for Joey Patterson. But George Myers just about took him out. I've been saying Dennis for a while. I just realized that it was George Myers who was in third. And that was the swing that he tried to get payback on Patterson. And now Cadwell's got about a 1.6 second lead. You can see all the smoke from the lap before. I believe Myers got into the wall after the contact. And that may be what could possibly and potentially help Cadwell get his first win of the season. 21 to go at the line. Patterson saved it. He kept it off the wall, but he lost a lot of ground. And Cadwell may have been the faster of the 3 cars anyway. This will definitely be a tough drive. 20 to go, 1.5 seconds back. Cadwell may catch one more lap car, but no guarantees. Myers may not have gotten the win by any means of that move and may have lost more positions. Not sure if he did or not. But he definitely took Patterson out of a potential chance to win. We got a car wrecked in turns 3 and 4, and I believe he missed the pit lane on the front stretch. Not close enough to hold up Cadwell or Patterson at all. They're still well ahead of him. Saw it on the track map first. You can still see the aftermath with the smoke settling now in turns 3 and 4. Patterson may get to Elmer Cadwell. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get to him and make enough of a move in the draft to try and pass him. It's taken a few laps to set up majority of the time, and I don't think he's got that kind of time. Look at those skid marks and tire marks going up the track towards the wall in turns 3 and 4, and then down the track off the exit of 4 as well. We've seen 2 wrecks now, both of them in 3 and 4 today. And a near wreck with a big save in 3 and 4 as well for Joey Patterson. George Myers tried to take him out. Leads down to about a second. Patterson's just driving so flat into these corners. Trying to take the shortest way around, which is only making up time simply because You're able to go full throttle at Rockingham with these modified series cars. Even on older tires, too. Got 14 to go at the line that time. 9/10 of a second is the difference. There's 2 lap cars that may have damage up there that were involved in the accident. I think Cadwell will catch him. You may be able to draft a pull away if they're not too slow as well. Depending on how all that's going to work itself out. Just can't bobble. I'm going full throttle. Got to keep the steering as steady as possible. 12 to go at the line. Patterson just over a half a second back into turn 1. I'm sure Cadwell's going to be trying to throw some big blocks to get this first win of the season as well. 1 car down. Oh, heavy damage and smoke pouring out of the back of another car who was able to get into the pit lane off the exit of turn 4 and stay out of the way. May have been involved in that wreck. Patterson's close enough to draft off Cadwell into turn 3. 10 to go this time by at Rockingham. For the 4th race of the Featherlite Modified Series season, the 2nd race of our doubleheader today. Patterson going to have to share draft. It was a 3-car race for most of the race. Looks like it's down to 2. Into turns 1 and 2, Cadwell looked like he bobbled a bit. Patterson trying to look low into turn 3. He's going to drive it in deep. Down to the bottom of the track. He clips Cadwell up the racetrack. Contact. Can't clear him, though. The contact may have stalled his run out a bit. Patterson will clear into 1 and 2. With 8 laps to go, he has battled back to the lead. Cadwell with the crossover off turn 2, but a big block. Does Cadwell have another chance? Herbie Solomon, welcome to the stream. Can't wait for the Bears to beat the Packers. Well, they're 0 for 2 this year. They put up a fight in that last game. Well, really, both games they put up a pretty good fight against them. I'll give them props there. Six to go. 1 lap car may decide the finish of this race. Chuck Spicer, good old Chuck Spicer. Driver we won the championship with in the actual 2004 Modified Series season. In the first go-around, off the exit of turn 4, to the inside goes Patterson. He should be able to pass him in 1 and 2. 4 laps to go. 5 to go at the line that time. And all clear into 1 and 2. Good to see the Bucks and Saints in person today. Well, hopefully you enjoy the game. Should be a good one. Make them pass on the high and hold the low line. Indeed. 4 to go now. Hugging the bottom. Cadwell going to the outside in 3 and 4. Trying to find any sort of way to build up enough momentum. Patterson a little bit quicker that last lap. Patterson just ran a 22.662, which he hasn't really ran 22.6 in a while in this one. Cadwell closed a ton in turns 1 and 2, though. As he looks to the bottom of the racetrack into 3, now he'll go to the top at the last second. Interesting that he pulls out of line just a bit. 22.833 that last lap for Patterson. Not as quick as the lap before. I don't know where he found that 22.6 from. Oh, we got a. Oh, never mind. He's in the pits. I thought we had a car stopped and wrecked in turn one. He is in the pit lane. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Joey Patterson to try and win back-to-back races and sweep our doubleheader on this Sunday afternoon. He just clinched the most laps led at the start-finish line as well. So this, all of a sudden, may be a max points day for Patterson. One more time through 3 and 4. Cadwell is in the draft. He's going to try to get a run off the exit of 4, but he doesn't have enough time to get him back. Joey Patterson is going to win at the Rock. Big win at Rockingham for Joey Patterson, winning both races of our Sunday afternoon doubleheader. And he will now take the points lead after the 4th race of the year, his first points lead of the young season. Celebratory victory burnout under the lights at Rockingham. That was a pretty good burnout. Still got enough left in the tank. Patterson is starting to learn how to do those burnouts pretty quickly. So our first 2 races, or first 2 live streams with this custom schedule season, we see 2 sweeps, 2 doubleheader sweeps. Danny Ross won the first 2 races in the first live stream Friday night, and then here this afternoon, Joey Patterson wins them both. 56 minutes total time of race 2 tonight. First race was 22 minutes. Joey Patterson leads 65 laps, clinches the most laps led right at the end, just enough for a max points day. Elmer Cadwell led 20 laps of his own, finishing 2nd. Junior McMillan 3rd. Bruce Kennedy 4th. George Myers, who led 61 laps, rounds out the top 5. So by 4 laps, Joey Patterson leads the most. And Myers relegated to 5th after he pretty much had a top 3 locked in if he didn't try to take out Patterson, who still came back to win the race on top of it. So double whammy there. George Dennis came in 3rd in points, finishes 6th. Randy Glover finishes 7th. Travis Foster 8th. Wayne Huckabee 9th. And Brady Barnes rounds out the top 10. Danny Ross finishes outside the top 10 for the first time today, and 12th. He came in tied for the points lead. So pretty big battle there, and I think Ross might have fallen out of second place. Well, he's obviously fallen out of the lead today for the first time this season. He may have fallen out of second as well. And the drivers who DNF'd in this one would include Darren Dempsey, Kelly Walker, and Rod Hansen. Those were the 3 drivers that failed to finish. Chuck Spicer finished 2 laps down in 19th, and total we had 12 drivers finish on the lead lap. So we'll take a look at the point standings now. New points leader, red, white, and blue, indeed. Our next race will be at the Old Spice Speedway for the Cherry Blossom 100. 66 laps on our second road course race of the season as well. And then New Hampshire, a 100-mile race for the New England 100, will also be in the next live stream for NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. So Old Spice Speedway, New Hampshire will be the next 2 races. That will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, we'll run races 5 and 6 of this modified series season. Joey Patterson has a 63-point lead over Danny Ross, who is still second in points, only dropped 1 spot. But that 12th place finish compared to Patterson getting the max points day was huge. And not only back-to-back wins for Patterson, back-to-back max points days. George Dennis, 3rd in points still, 75 back. Travis Foster, 95 back at 4th. Junior McMillan, 103 back. Elmer Cadwell, who finished 2nd today, 122 back in 6th. I want to see how many drivers have made starts now. It was 29 before, and it's still 29. I have a bad feeling. I don't think Browning's going to make a start this season, which is highly disappointing. And then as far as the pole awards for the young season, 4 drivers have scored the pole in the first 4 races. Travis Foster, Joey Patterson, Bill Calhoun, George Dennis. So pretty even across the board there. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys later tonight for a premiere of the next career mode episode for NASCAR 21 Ignition. It'll be full race highlights at the Sonoma Raceway. That was a 90-lap race, our 3rd road course race of the season there. So, again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys in the chat in that one. And, again, back tomorrow with the next live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Modified Series doubleheader once again. Old Spice Speedway, New Hampshire will be the 2 races. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Go Pack, go.